Yes, it's time for another Mashbox video, and as you can tell from this first screen, things have changed quite a bit since last week. I'm pretty much putting out a video once a week at this point, covering all the changes that have happened in it, because it is moving along pretty nice. This time is a pretty significant one because we'll have BMXs in it. We'll get to it in a minute. The other stuff is mostly the same. You do have a drone mode. We could maybe cover that at the end of the video. It's, I don't know, interesting, but not that interesting compared to what I want to show off, which is over here on the BMX side, because we do actually have a BMX now. And we also have transition assist. So very interesting. I'm curious to see how this plays. I haven't actually played this update yet, so you're kind of getting a first impressions. So here we are in the game, and you'll notice the first thing you spawn in with is a BMX. Apparently, if you press select, yeah, change through. The frame doesn't actually change colour. I thought that used to change as well. Maybe it's something to do with the version. And transition assist, which does seem to work, especially this curved stuff was kind of hopeless before. It does look like, well, mostly it will work. Actually, will the downside tricks work now? Or yeah, I guess those won't be a thing that you can do so easily. Okay, that was the rewind. There's a rewind now. So maybe if the transition assist is off, you can do downside grinds and tricks like that, but with it on, you're going to be locked in for the most part. Seems to work, and it flows fairly well. Flips are kind of weird. I guess they're still being worked on. They're just there for the sake of it. And the manuals. Also the hop height. You can't do short hops. Maybe try and get a grind. Can we just pedal out? Oh. Okay, let's try and do some grinds on the rail. It worked. Can't complain too much. Obviously, we have no magnets or anything to assist us. You got to do it purely by yourself, which is a bit of a challenge. But it would be nice if that stuff stays in, because doing everything manually will open up some weird grinds. Things that you couldn't usually do in these sort of games. That's the exciting thing for me. Having the option to do as many different types of tricks as I want. Because before it felt like there was too much going on top of the base physics. Like things pulling you in different directions, making it difficult. That's part of the reason MASH is updating the physics, from what I know. He's trying to make it completely physics based. Add assists for people that need it. But as a base, it will do everything you want to. Well, that's the idea anyway. I hope it works out. Also, for comparison, you can go left and right. Oh, we have a unicycle. And this feels wild as hell. Interesting. I guess because it is physics-based, the way you manipulate it is different because it's just a single wheel. Can we do a grind? I guess we could. It's going to be pretty hard. Interesting. So theoretically, we could have pretty much any kind of action sport, extreme sport, whatever you want to call it, in this game, and it will be more or less simulated accurately. Okay, this is wild. I didn't expect this to be here. I hope he keeps a lot of this stuff in. Because why not, right? Well, I guess he could just do different games for each thing. Like, he could even make his own unicycle game, I guess. Does this work with the transition as well? Sort of. Then you got the other setups. I can't remember which one was the mountain bike and which is the dually. I think this is the dually. I don't know. I only really know BMX. I don't know anything about mountain bikes. It is impressive how like we're actually seeing a lot of updates pretty much on a daily basis. Mash will come out with a new something. It could be completely random, or it could be like a full thing, like a unicycle transition. And if you weren't aware, this is free. You can just get it on Steam, so you can play around with it. So you can't complain too much. It's something. Obviously, we want streets to be updated, but we can't do a lot about that for now. Mash is going to do what Mash is going to do. At least we have something to play in the meantime. I haven't really played around with the scooter either. I guess this works. Don't know about the transition assist on ramps. I presume it works. Yeah, watch out. Scoot. And scooter flow. We got a new, slightly jank competitor. Yeah. Just noticed this has like 2 whole sections added to it. There's a park over there. It's more of a street course, and this is a bit more like park, I guess, or ramps. Obviously, with this version of the game, we can't do a lot of grinds. You kind of got to finesse it yourself a lot. You can actually use the front flip to kind of do nose manuals. You'll immediately like drop out of it. But if you try hard enough, you can just get like a little tap. So we could do a few like nose taps on objects as well. Again, it's just kind of making the most of what we have. The end game result will probably not be anything to do with this, like it'll be much more simplified. But it is kind of interesting seeing it as a work in progress. Should probably try some like grinds on that long rail. Really hard to do a grind across the whole thing. It does move around a bit, so you have to kind of balance. Hitting the rail with your frame like that immediately makes him bounce off. Well, kinda. Also, some of this stuff feels pretty nice as well. Can we get it this time? Quite. I wonder if we could do like a double grind as well. Almost. 180? That's pretty hard. Yeah. Oh. Rare rides. The proper hard way. It won't stick you onto the rail. It'll just... Where's this big hole in the middle of the park? Huh. Physics. Now what would you call that grind? Crap. Probably. Also, yeah, I thought the pegs looked kind of huge, but once you see the BMX, you do actually, like, see it was overscaled a bit. So thank God for that, because it looked like it was turned into like a cartoon with the scaling of everything. Can we get like a crooked? Let's try and get a crooked. Maybe harder than before. It may depend on the bike, actually. If we have one of these big chunky things. Okay, maybe hard right now. We'll put that to one side. My goal was just to sort of show off the map. yeah, if you haven't downloaded it, just get it. It's free. You'll probably keep noticing updates all the time. Jump in, see what's changed. It's a pretty interesting little affair. We'll also have a quick look at the drone, I think. Here we go. Interestingly enough, all of this stuff is properly modeled, so you can go in between, which is kind of cool. And I guess it reacts. Let me tell if it bounces on stuff. Oh, actually, yeah. The trampoline does bounce a little bit. Maybe hit things. Interesting. It does all react. Which is kind of cool. Don't have any sound for it. Oh. Trying to go too fast. It is pretty impressive how fast you can go with it. Like, if somebody's crazy enough, they could probably get really good at this. Zooming in between rails and stuff. But that's kind of about what you can do with it. I guess it was just thrown in there because Mash likes testing random shit all the time. It's par for the course for him. It could be a way of fast travel, actually. I wonder if this is the way he implements it. As in, you fly the drone to where you want to go. And then, like, jump back into the game. It would be a fun way of moving around, actually, rather than just having a basic dropper. Maybe we should try suggesting that to him. I don't know what his plan is. And yeah. Kind of a very simple video, but at this point, this game is getting updated all the time. Maybe worth keeping people updated, just so they know to maybe jump back in and have a look. Or get the game in the first place. Okay. It's too light to knock stuff over. And yeah, back on Saturday with another session video. Who knows what's going on with this. I guess I'll be doing another video next week when more stuff gets put in. Hopefully we see some tricks. And hopefully we actually get it in Streets, because I don't want to play Streets. I'm just waiting for all this physics stuff to happen. I guess we're going to wait a while because everything to do with this game, we wait a long time. But at least we've got something to play with in the meantime. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.